Quant, and welcome to my Teacher Author Brilliance YouTube channel, where I help other teachers and teacher sellers create and sell their resources online. Today, we're going to be talking about ChatGPT and how you can use it to help you create your social media content and create that content faster. So I want you to be able to utilize this AI so that you can start your social media platforms if you haven't already, or so that you can boost your content creation. Sometimes it can feel like it takes a lot of time, but with the help of AI, you can do it quickly and efficiently. So let's dive in and see how it works. Okay, so ChatGPT and social media content as a teacher author. We're going to go over 3 different tips today on how you can use it. Number 1, content brainstorming. Sometimes you can get stuck in a rut or you just don't have time to sit down and brainstorm a bunch of ideas. And this is where ChatGPT can be very useful. If you need ideas, it can generate a bunch of ideas for you in your niche on what to post about and what kind of content to create. And in a moment, we'll go over how to use it and I'll show you. We'll open up ChatGPT and I'll show you what I mean. Also, it is great at generating hashtags. So if you need hashtags for a post, whether it's Instagram, TikTok, or somewhere else, it will generate hashtag suggestions for your niche. We also can use ChatGPT for event promotions. So if you're launching a new product or a course or a webinar or something, and you need an outline of how to promote that, you can brainstorm with ChatGPT and it can help you come up with a launch plan. I love to use ChatGPT for this, and it's actually a really fun way to plan out your launches. Now, I do want to let you know that in the description, I do have a link to a ChatGPT guide for TPT sellers. So make sure to check that out and click that link so you can see my other ideas and other suggestions I've included in that guide. But let's go ahead and open up ChatGPT and let's try out some of these suggestions. Okay, so I want to get some ideas on what I should post on my social media. I have 2 social media channels. I have Teresa Quant, where I sell resources to teachers. And then I have Teacher Author Brilliance, where I am helping other teachers and teacher authors sell their resources online. So let's ask ChatGPT what kind of ideas I should post to my TPT seller community. The more specific you are with ChatGPT, the better output you're going to get, but you can also help guide it. If you don't like one of the ideas they have, you can kind of tweak it and ask it to change things. You can even ask ChatGPT to talk in a specific voice if you want it to be more formal or less formal or witty or funny, whatever that is. So here are some ideas that it is telling me to do. I can have testimonials, teaching tips. I can do behind the scenes, collaborations, how to implement things in the classroom, personal stories, interactive posts. Like, these are all great ways and great ideas of things I can post on social media. Then I can take these ideas and put them into my social media calendar or my social media recipe. If you're part of the Teacher Author Brilliance Club, I talk about a social media recipe a lot. It's just a way to stay organized so you know what kind of content and when to post it. So these are some great examples. I'd like you to give it a try. Let's also try hashtag suggestions. I'm going to say, give me 30 hashtags for teacher sellers on TPT. Don't put them in a list. Sometimes it lists the hashtags and that just makes it harder to copy and paste. So instead I numbered them, but I don't want them numbered either because that makes it hard to copy and paste. So sometimes it takes me a couple of tries. There we go. It took me a little bit, but we got it. So then I would just copy and paste those hashtags. Now, I also was talking about how you can use these ideas to help you with outlines for a promo. So let's say you're launching a new product. I am launching a new product. In fact, this is a sneak peek. I just started the very beginnings of it, but I am going to be doing an AI course on ChatGPT for teacher authors. So let's pretend it's finished. I am launching a new product for TPT sellers on how to use AI and ChatGPT for their businesses. Give me an outline for a promo and launch on social media. And again, the more in depth I talk about my product and the more information I give it, the better output I'm going to get. But I do like this outline, like it's telling me, number one, have a teaser phase. Number two, here's your pre-launch phase. And it's giving me the purpose and the content ideas. Now, this is great, especially for people who are brand new to owning a business and they don't really know the steps of a launch or a promo, or they need a little more guidance. Well, ChatGPT is like your little virtual assistant that you can go back and forth with, and it will help you. So this is a great little outline that it's given me on what I should do for my launch of my new product. Okay, here are some other great ideas to use for ChatGPT. It's content enhancement. I like the word enhancement because you shouldn't actually use word for word what ChatGPT gives you, but you can use it to enhance what you're already trying to do. So for copywriting for social media or ads, I love to use ChatGPT because copywriting is one of my least favorite things to do. But I can take what ChatGPT gives me and then I can add my own voice to it. So I love to use ChatGPT for that. You can use it for Q&A content. You could give ChatGPT some questions that your audience has given you or questions that you have, and then it can create a frequently asked questions or a polls section for your audience. Like you can give them a poll on Instagram or on TikTok or wherever. And then also, it's really good at storytelling. So if you can give ChatGPT some really good key details of a story you want to share, it can break it down for you. And then you can share that story on Instagram stories or on a carousel or on a reel. And somehow you can repurpose that content with the way ChatGPT lays it out for you. So again, let's go to ChatGPT and see how this all works. Okay, so I wanted to write a caption on a reel for me. So I'm going to say, write me a Reels caption that is 2 paragraphs long with some bullet points explaining to my teacher audience great ways to incorporate classroom management. I just kind of made that up as I was going, but we all have teacher audiences here. So here we go. And I love that it had some emojis, and see how it has these points here. Anything with a caption that has those key points makes it really easy for your audience to read and follow along. And then it even gave me a few hashtags, but I would add some more. Also, you can use this, like I said, to generate Q&As and polls. So you could say something like, let's see, what are some great classroom management tips for teachers? Write these ideas in a question format that I can share on social media. And then I can take this format and I can change it into a carousel. I can put it in my stories, whatever that is. So they're giving me a bunch of questions, and then these are questions I can use, and I can have each question be a different post, or each question be a different idea where I'm interacting with my audience. And look, it's still going. It's still creating a bunch of ideas for me. I could have put a limit and said, just give me 10 or whatever, but it gave me 15. So that's awesome. And then last, it can help with storytelling. So I'm going to give it some stories. I want to give my audience my origin story. Now I want to have ChatGPT help me create a story. I'm going to give it the details of the story because I want it to use my real facts, but I just want it to tell it in a better way. And then I can take that story and change it into a reel or a carousel or a TikTok or a short form video. Again, any type of social media content, any and all of it. But I want it to do it for me better. So I'm going to put my story and details here and see what ChatGPT can come up with. Okay, so okay, this is great. And I might ask it to not use such fancy words or such big vocabulary, because that's not really how I talk. I don't use the word serendipitous a lot, although that is kind of a fun word. But I could take this story and turn it into something on social media. And I love that ChatGPT was able to help me make the story better. The last idea I want to share with you is how ChatGPT can help with content engagement. We already kind of went over how it could help with questions, but it can also help create polls for your audience. So you can give it questions and say, create polls out of this. Then use those polls to make your social media content. It can also help you craft responses. Even if that response isn't on social media, but in your TPT store, a lot of times they'll get the same question over and over just because your audience isn't going to dig through all your questions to find their answer. They're just going to ask it to you. So you could have the ChatGPT write that answer for you, and then you could save that answer on a note document or on a Word document and just copy and paste that answer into your feedback. Also, it can help with a content series ideas. Like if you wanted to do Tip Tuesday, or if you did a series of classroom management ideas, part 1, part 2, part all the way up to 10, or whatever that is, it can help you outline that series. So let's take a look at how that would work. Let's try the polls first. Create 3 polls for social media for me to share all about. We'll just do classroom management. See what it comes up with here. So then it's giving me A, B, and B equally. Sure, great. Now it's giving you all these different ideas of ways you can poll. And if you didn't like this, you could say, hey, give me more options. Or you could say, give me up to 3 or up to 4 or 5 options for the poll. You could ask for more options, or you could ask to not have the both as one of the options, the A, B as an option, remember? But anyway, it's a great way to create your polls. Another thing, remember, that I said it could do is create a series. So you could say something like, on my social media, I want to create a Tip Tuesday for my teacher audience. Write me an outline for this series that is 10 tips long. We'll just say 10 weeks long. The topic is, we'll just stick with classroom management. So now it's going to help me create a Tip Tuesday. Classroom management series, week 1, setting the tone. Week 2, consistency is key. And then these are just different tips you can use. And maybe you do 1 a week. Maybe you want to do 1 a day, whatever that is. Have ChatGPT help you outline those series and come up with that idea, because sometimes coming up with the idea is the hardest part. And then once you have the idea and the outline, you can make it your own and tweak it to match your business and your brand. ChatGPT and all AI actually has become a very powerful tool. We shouldn't use 100% exactly what it spits out to us, because sometimes it's not accurate. So we do need to change it, and we do need to add that human touch, but it is an amazing tool to use. I hope you found these tips helpful. Remember to download the guide in the description and to follow along on YouTube and Instagram at Teacher Author Brilliance so that you can find more helpful tips as a TPT seller. You can also join my membership. It's only $1 if you join with the link in the description, and you can try it out for 14 days. You'll have access to everything. After that, you'll be enrolled into the monthly membership. But try it out, see if you like it, join our weekly calls. We'd love to have you, and we'll see you around.